it's been a rough day. So, obviously, we lost Ace Frehley. My first hero. I like to think the original guitar hero for pretty much every band that started up in the 90s to now. And like just the tributes I've been seeing all day just reaffirms it, like Darren from System and the Def Leppard guys and freaking, just, I'm drawing blanks right now, but seriously, like go to Twitter, look it up. It's everywhere. Like the fact that a shitty little band that everybody clowns on, at least in my experience, for my 40 years on this earth, all of a sudden everybody's an Ace fan. Not that I have a problem with that. About time the man got his flowers. Because for real, like, when you talk about bands that wouldn't be here if it wasn't for seeing Ace Frehley, we're talking Pantera. Van Halen was literally discovered by Kiss. Like, literally. Like, I've got demos. Like, when Gene Simmons is recording songs for Love Gun in 77, he had the Van Halen boys playing with him. That's rare shit. That's like, if you can find that, hey, you probably paid for it too, didn't you? I did. But like, it goes on and on and on and on. There's so many bands. Like, legit, name one, and I will tell you, this guy was a Kiss fan. It goes deep. The one thing I found is that for the most part, yeah, Kiss is what got me into playing music, but when you really narrow it down, I picked up a guitar because of Ace Frehley. I wanted to do theatrical, crazy image shit with my band because I saw Ace Frehley and I saw Kiss. Like, the mark that the original four members left on this world in the 70s, we still feel it today. And yes, that is mostly because Gene Simmons is a fucking shill and will sell literally everything from condoms to caskets and everything in between. His words, will get you coming or going. I never really got into all that shit. I've always been here for the music, man. And like the comics and, the fun little action figures and, all that cool stuff. But for me, yeah, it goes back to 3-4 years old. It goes back to my dad showing me Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. Which, if you have not seen it or heard me talking about it, it is an adventure. Not necessarily a good one. I think it was pitched as a Hard Day's Night meets Star Wars, and it just ended up being a glorified Scooby-Doo episode, which was also produced by the same people who produced Scooby-Doo, Hanna-Barbera. So, I guess there you go. We know where Ghost got their inspiration from. But for me, man, as a little kid, seeing these face-painted freaks, and one of them's like breathing fire and spitting blood, and the other one's got a giant star on his face, and he's getting all the chicks. Dude behind the drums looks like a cat for some reason. Like, this was all cool as fuck. But for me, is that dude's guitar on fire? And he's still fucking playing it? What the hell? Oh my God, he's shooting rockets out of it now? What the fuck? Mind-blowing shit. Like, to this day, I see a Les Paul, I automatically assume that there are smoke bombs in there, and when you flip the little toggle switch, it's party time. If you haven't had the luxury of seeing an Ace Frehley guitar solo, I would highly recommend YouTubing something from the 70s. Like, and there's a lot of it out there. Thank you, YouTube. Making it easy for bootleggers. Back in the day, I had to search for this shit. Like, and trust me, I put in some legwork. But, like, for real, if I could direct you to any particular guitar solo of Ace Frehley's, it would be anything from the Dynasty Tour in 79. Because that's where it was like just a full-on fucking spectacle. Like, the craziness of a Kiss show was turned into Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey during that particular tour. And, yeah, it just, fucking primo. But yeah, so many great stories that I could come up with. I like to give my brother a shout out, my brother Bryce, because he went and saw Ace on a solo tour. I never got that luxury, unfortunately. But he did get a pick from Ace and made sure to give it to me. And brother, I tell you, I still have that. It ain't going nowhere, especially now. Even that shitty enough's enough pick he gave me. What a story. Actually, the last job I had, there was one day, it was early last year, I was delivering something to the Valor Ballroom in Des Moines. Renovating the bar, had to take a few pieces down. Nice, easy trip. Well, I get there, obviously there's nobody there, so I'm like walking the halls trying to find anybody to tell me where to put this shit so I could be on my way, right? I walk into the little business office, and as I round the corner, there's the guy I need to talk to. And there's Ace Frehley. Right fucking there. Like, now y'all know me. I take my Kiss shit very seriously, so I know y'all understand that the second I walked around that corner and realized who was in front of me, I'm not a professional anymore. I'm immediately that 5-year-old kid, absolutely dorking the fuck out. Hey man, can I get a picture? You know, that. I'm a huge fan. I got you tattooed on my wrist. You know, you were the crowning piece on my Kiss sleeve for a reason. Appreciate that, man. He brushed me off a little bit, which that did suck, because when I went outside to immediately lose my shit, call my wife, call my best friend, call my dad, call my brother, I just fucking met Ace Frehley. My brother, being the smart ass that he's always been, picks her, it didn't happen. So yeah, I'm gonna get to contend with that for the rest of my life. How I met Ace Frehley, but there were no picks, so it never happened. Bryce, I'm saying it now. You think I'm gonna speak on a dead guy like that, especially when that dead guy is my hero? Come on now. Back in July, when we lost Ozzy, that was hard. I'm still very much processing my grief in that. And I know a lot of you metalheads are as well out there, you know, like, we simply wouldn't have this if it wasn't for Ozzy. Like, just like we wouldn't have rock and roll if it wasn't for Elvis and the Beatles. Like, true story. I know where it started. I know where its beginnings came from. But the Beatles and Elvis Presley took that shit and, like, here's the blueprint. Like, this is how you do it. Every band's followed that ever since. Except for Kiss, who had the mentality, well, Alice Cooper's cool, but what if there were 4 Alice Coopers? Oh, shit. And one of those Alice Coopers, if you put that makeup on Keith Richards, you would have Ace Frehley. Because, like, you know, you hear the stories about Keith Richards and, you know, I mean, if there was ever a textbook definition of burning it at both ends, it would be Keith Richards, right? Well, Ace was like, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that better. And oh my God, did he. When I tell you that in 74 years, Ace lived multiple lives, yeah. he 1000% did. One of the loving jokes that I always had for Ace was, up until about 15 years ago, he was the drugs man, made of drugs. Dude's just always fucked, always stumbling around, always staggering. Like, it even, like, in the early days of, like, the early Kiss shows, you'd see him fucking fall over just because he's a clumsy bastard, half drunk most of the time, and now he's wearing fucking 8-inch platform boots, you know? And they just walk over their guitars and play over him, like, as part of the show, you know? Like, they were legendary. They were groundbreaking. Like I said, every band around today owes a huge debt to Kiss. If not for the direct influence on the music, look at concerts nowadays. Like, fuck, okay. I'll throw Tay Tay in there. Or, you know, all these huge fucking arena tours that, from you pick a genre, pick a band, like they're all over the place, and it's all about the crazy stage show, the lights, the pyro, the interactions with the crowd, sometimes flying into the crowd. That is straight fucking ripped off from Paul Stanley. Like, that is a Kiss move. Like, boy bands back when we were fucking teenagers and shit, like Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and all that, like even that, like the concept of putting on a stage show that people walk away from going, holy fuck, I gotta see that again, I gotta tell everybody, like that started with Kiss. Like before that, you just had dudes in flannel shirts with big beards sitting on fucking bar stools or whatever the fuck, playing songs about their feelings or whatever. And Kiss is like, fuck that, we just want bang chicks and party. And no one in the band personified that mentality more than Ace Frehley did, to the point to where it ended up driving him out of the band. Like, he liked his booze, he liked his blow, he was very, very unashamed in all of that. And to his credit, like, when he did finally get sober 15 years ago, he became just as much known for that as he did for all the other stuff. Like, even when Gene and Paul would say, well, Ace isn't in the band anymore because he's a fucking drug addict. Well, he's been sober since 2009. So you can't keep saying that. Like, just band drama bullshit. It happens with every band. Certainly not just mine. I mean, hell, even modern day shit. How many original members are left in Slipknot? Anybody know? Hell, the shit with Mastodon. Rest in peace, Brent. You're missed too. Like, it's a thing that happens. It takes a fucking miracle for a band with all of its original members to last 10 years, let alone 50. That's how long Kiss has been around, y'all. It's been half a fucking century this band's been rocking. But, like, all of the pain and just the grief I've been going through, like, dealing with Ozzy, which was tough. Like, I didn't think anything was going to hit me harder than Tom Petty did back in 2017. I actually used fucking bereavement time at the job I had out there in Indiana because of that. Like, my Uncle Tom died. I'll never forget, like, the assistant side-eyeing me the whole time. Your Uncle Tom, huh? Yeah, we were real close. Yeah. My job wouldn't do that up here, because this company, uncles don't count. Yeah, my Uncle Ace is gone, guys. I gotta take some time. I think as hard as Ozzy continues to be. I told the wife then that this is going to be a thing that starts happening, and I shudder to think about where my head's going to be at when the original four starts to drop. I was listening to this interview with Alice Cooper today. A lot of people chiming in about it, as they should. Alice Cooper says, the thing that sucks about rock and roll now is that for all of us in that particular fraternity, we're all getting to the age where we're all going to start leaving. I don't know, like, obviously the cancer got Lemmy, and obviously Ozzy had his shit too, but, like, I throw Ace in that category with those two people, like, dudes that just were rock stars through and through in every sense of the word. Lifestyle, music, you fucking name it. Definitely partiers, but it was just like one of those, these guys are going to be around forever. Lemmy can't die. What? Huh? The fuck? They do die, unfortunately. That's what we're all put here to do. We're all born to die at some point. And some deaths hit harder than the others. This one, maybe it's just the timing of it. Because if you're looking at your calendars, we are 2 years since I lost my mom. Exactly 1 year later, I lost my grandma. And then exactly 1 year later after that, I lost my first hero. I feel like God is trying to make me hate this particular section of October as much as humanly fucking possible. He's succeeding. Yeah. I don't really have a format to this, guys. I'm just speaking to speak. Yeah, throwing it out there. I don't even know if I'm going to post this, honestly. Maybe I will. I don't know. But at the end of the day, that man had a very, very long, very well-lived life. And, you know, he got to go out surrounded by his family and friends. I understand Peter was there too, which is cool because they had a little bit of a falling out too. But for all the Kiss fans out there like myself, my heart's broken too. It's going to be a long time before I get over this one. He was fucking awesome. Every sense of the word. Even though I had my less than desirable brush off moment, still wasn't enough to shake me. Like, I regret nothing. Like, if there was ever a band I was so willing to throw my lot in, that's not currently Coheed and Cambria. It's always going to be Kiss. They're always going to be number one. And Ace is always going to be my number one guitar hero. I've never seen or heard anybody play with that kind of loose swagger that he had. You know, very bluesy, very emotive. Like the solos weren't like reinventing the wheel or anything. It just like he found a way to make that fucking guitar sing when he played it. So today it's going to be, and for the foreseeable future probably, it's going to be a lot of Ace stuff. It's going to be a lot of great concerts, great interviews, just all the Ace moments that I can handle. Which I don't think there's ever going to be a limit to that because I love that man. I love that man. Yeah. So I guess that's where my head's at. Sorry to bore you with it. I know I've been rambling here, but from what I've been told, it helps to talk. So, yeah. I see you, Kiss Army. I'm right there fucking with you. It's the worst, man. Rest in peace, Ace Frehley. Thank you for the music. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for just being just a fucking badass at everything you did, man. All the way until the end. You did it the only way you ever fucking knew how. With that not taking yourself too seriously demeanor and that very self-deprecating sense of humor. It's all going to be missed, man. And, you know, when they do that stupid fucking Kennedy Center induction thing that Trump's got going on in December, I'll be watching it now. Because you just fucking know Ace is definitely going to get the love he deserves now. He's more than fucking earned it. Fly high, Space Ace. If you see my mom, give her some shit for me.